I've got these optical illusion moulds, and they weren't cheap. They weren't too expensive, but they weren't cheap. But I'm a bit troubled by them. Obviously, these have been made from 3D printed impressions because you can see where the little layers are on all the moulds where it's been printed. Additionally, this one came with a little bit of damage there, and that's the same for both of them. So what I want to do is test them, see if that makes a difference to them in any way, see if they're any good as quality moulds or not. We will go from there. I'm going to be using mica powder for both of them. I'm going to paint it in and then pour the resin. Now, you've seen me do this before, I'm sure, but I'm just going to quickly show you again. I always spray my moulds with a little bit of mould release first before I paint the mica powder into them, because I want to make sure that that will stick and it will demold. I think it helps the mica powders to stick much easier. Now, I'm using the J-Diction mica powders, and there's going to be an amazing sale on these soon as well. If it's available yet, I will link it in the description below. I'm going to apply using a little micro brush. Now, I'm really messy with this. I'm always messy with this approach. There are ways that you can tidy it up. I'm going to start in one of the bigger ones, so this end here, and then pop my powder in. Go all the way around. And as you can see there, that is painted on there quite easily. One of the other ways you could do this is you could mix up some resin with using black and white, and then fill each one of these up as you go along. What I will also do is go around and do all my black first and then go round with my white, so I don't keep going from one to the other. Hopefully I won't make a mistake, but I probably will. Well, I finished painting the black in. It actually didn't take long at all. It gets quicker as you're doing it because obviously the bits get smaller. All I'm going to do now is go around with a baby wipe and just clean up these little edges. As my trimmer gets worse, I'm getting less and less tidy with this sort of thing. But I don't mind. I'm not going to let it put me off. And let's be honest, nothing in life is ever perfect, and handmade things aren't. I can rejoice in that. I'm also wrapping baby wipe around there, and I'm going to give each one of these bits a little bit of a clean. I'm not going to be too worried about it, and I think that's given it quite a nice clean finish. I'm going to mix the white mica powder in with the resin and then pour on. That saves me having to paint in between each one of these, that I'm just giving a bit of a clean out now. Having the little ridges inside the mould that were left behind by the original casting or 3D printing actually made it much easier to paint the mica powder on because they had something to grip onto. I've got all my resin mixed up now, and I've added my white mica powder into it, and look how lovely and pearlescent that is. I'm pouring this in not too fast because I don't want to create any bubbles. So massive thank you to everyone that got me a coffee last month. I really can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And when you buy me a coffee, if you leave me a little note, I love reading them. Carrying on pouring that through and filling in any of the little bits here and letting it find its own level. Thank you to all my members whose names are coming up now. And if you'd like to become a member of my channel, then the link for that is in the description below, and you benefit from all the perks and bits and pieces. We've got some great competitions running at the moment as well with some wonderful prizes. I'd love to see you over there. Now I've got that all filled up, I'm going to get rid of the bubbles using a long neck lighter, never a torch, don't forget, because we don't want to be burning these moulds. They're fragile enough as they are. Getting rid of those, and then I'm going to pop these into my curing machine and let these cure up for 2 hours. These are both cured now, and I have to say I'm a little bit nervous about taking these out of the moulds because I'm not sure what they're going to come out like, because I wasn't over impressed with these moulds, and I'm not the neatest of people when I put things in, but actually, oh, that has come out quite nice. It is a bit smoky-ish, I suppose, where there's not as solid as it could be, but overall, I think that optical illusion has worked really well. And the same for that one. That one is equally as nice. Now, they do feel a little bit rough. It's quite clear here. They've put thicker amount of silicone when they've made this mould here, and there is a little bit of dent in it. And so it is a bit concave, and it might be that it's meant to do that. But you can still see in the light those little lines where the actual blank was made for the original. Can you see there? Not as much in this one, but they're still there. But they did allow me to paint this on. It isn't highly a gloss mould, therefore I would give a flood coat on the top of these. Overall, not bad. I wouldn't say they're brilliant, but they're not bad. And I was a lot neater than I thought. Let me know what you think, or if you've used these moulds or something similar. I will link these moulds below so you can see which ones I'm talking about. I'd love to know how you've got on with them, or what you've made and how you've done it. So let me know in the comments below. Please move that like button. It really helps my videos to get out there, and it makes me smile as well. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, experiments and tips and tricks. And if you'd like to buy me coffee or get hold of anything that I've used today, then the links to that is in the description below. Be sure to check out the video that's coming up next. I think you'll get a lot out of this video. It really will help you to use resin, and I'm sure you want to use resin safely and get the best out of it. So check out the video that's coming up next in the card above. See you there. Take care. Bye.